Okay, I move to, well, first, we've heard additional information from the complainant in the Notice of Potential Violation 2014-1. The board has decided to issue the letter previously written as amended with today's date.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Do we have, are there anybody, any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries.
Back to the agenda.
May I ask,
This is always my.
I want to ask you, Lisa, because we have an hour, is there anything we really have to discuss today?
Mr. Trainees.
Yeah, but, and I was going, so if we can have a motion to jump to that, those gift disclosure forms are,
Well, here's
I'm
the
asking.
thing. There's about 31 of these that need letters, and I really don't want to print them all again next meeting with new dates on them. So if we can just, you can look at them quickly. You know, I don't think there's any that's like.
There were this many that were
Yeah,
over
these are the
limit?
ones that need a letter. If
What
you-
happened?
They're just over the $50, or they're from one
Yeah.
parent, that kind of thing. Typical, nothing,
Nothing in particular, just.
nothing weird, nothing.
Where are we at? July, so June, so it happened at the end of the school year? Is
Yeah.
that- oh, okay.
To me, it'd be interesting to find how many of these would be in violation under the new laws.
Well,
I don't think we would have
all would
seen
be
them
in violation under the new law.
Would they
Well, but
be?
we wouldn't have seen it because it would have been handled by the school district through the principal or however they are handling.
I thought if it came from a group, they didn't have to file it. Like
Well,
the
that's-
PTA.
Well, they don't.
Yeah, but they still do it because they don't understand.
Yeah.
I'm returning you back, this is confidential, 'cause I don't need that in my file.
Yeah.
With the emails.
Oops, sorry.
In the future, this is kind of a subject, but can we have the door locked until one of us goes here?
Yeah, I
Recall
did
what
ask
happened
him
this
not
time.
to come in here.
Yeah, he was apparently working through your book.
He was working through that one.
Yep.
Really?
So,
Yeah,
remember I told you
no,
to go in the
he's-
room and shut the door
So,
back?
yeah.
So,
Is that a ethics code violation?
I thought, I chided him for it. I says, there's some stuff in there you shouldn't be looking at. Well, I'm just looking at my complaint. Well, you should be
Other
looking at that.
stuff other than.
Yeah, so he doesn't hesitate, huh? Oops.
Okay.
so we can skip ahead, but can we can we please,
Yeah.
can we accept or not accept these at some point during this meeting so I don't have to regurgitate them?
Regurgitate?
Or there's any? I mean, I would say the ones from the PTA, we don't have to submit a letter.
No, and it's only going to be these that I'm submitting a letter to. He'll, there's a
And
list
all of these
names.
are over $50,
Is
not
that
from
on
the
the
group.
agenda?
It's on the
Yes.
agenda. And they're all like from one parent, one student's
I
parent,
suppose I would
over
lay
50
inside of
bucks.
them,
Okay,
okay.
let me see. Hang on. Where's that list?
Where's the
On
list?
A1?
The list is on your agenda,
Oh, on the agenda.
All these?
under
Agenda
7A.
is 7A1. So all these agendas, so.
Well, you can just rip that page out if you want to, Dee. Because Hill is basically parents of a student, $150
Oh, I see what you did.
gift card. So that's over.
So this list is a subset of what's in the book?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then we have, the next one is one
Wait,
parent, one
I'm sorry.
student.
Rob Hill is in the violation. What?
Hill.
Well, there's two of them by
That's,
Hill, one for a cuss buck and the other one by, from the parents. But we're not
Yeah.
talking about the Allure gift card, we're talking about the cuss buck,
from-
right?
Oh,
Yes.
I see. Cotton? It's a handmade cotton. Estimated value. That doesn't.
Cuss buck.
See, I think under our new
That
rules, that
new
would be
rule, that
accepted.
doesn't-
Because it's handmade,
Handmade.
homemade.
Handmade.
Yeah.
Yeah, but under the old rules.
But see, I'd rather eliminate the ones that
I
don't
agree.
run afoul under the new rules.
Okay, that's great. So
Okay.
Hill gone.
Okay, so who's next?
Barron,
Baron.
and that is one student,
Yeah. The
a
crayon base.
total of,
3 gift cards.
And scarf and perfume and gift card.
Yeah.
Well, let's get a cheap,
Yeah,
cheap
okay.
scarf
Okay.
and perfume.
Okay, who's the next one?
Sorry.
Okay,
the
so
next,
so we're gonna send a letter to that person?
Yes.
Okay.
and then the next one is another Barron.
Handle female.
We can go pretty far.
Oh, no, there's the barons right next to each other?
Then right, no, maybe they're not.
There are two barons.
There are
next
two
to each other.
There are
barons.
two-
Yeah,
oh,
one is
they're
for
next
the
to each
crayon
other?
vase,
Okay,
And
crayon
3
base
gift
and 3
cards.
gift cards.
and then scarf, perfume, gift card, $75 to $100.
So those are both yeses?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, then the next one is
Pandolfini,
Rodolfino? Wendy Rodolfino?
Jennifer Toomer for $100. Nordstrom's gift card, yes, I would say.
And then
Christopherson.
Christopherson right next to it, $100.
Yeah,
Okay.
gift certificate, RAI.
Copa right after that. 3 gift cards totaling $60.
Parent volunteer to my classroom teacher appreciation gift. Oh, she's a parent volunteer, yeah, okay.
Parent.
Why are the
Parent.
forms different?
Some, well, because different
Somebody's
schools have
got
different
some,
forms.
yeah,
These
well, I don't know where they got these kind of funny ones. I've never seen those before.
Where are those? Linda was working on a gift
Yeah.
rewrite form, and I don't know what came of that.
Because the
I
one
have,
here we
I know
got
what
is
came of it.
2008,
You guys
Well,
might
there's
know.
one, when you get to Pandolfino,
or
it
Christopherson.
doesn't
Go
say
through.
what the relationship is or what the purpose of the gift
Yeah.
is.
Which is is this the new form? Do we have a new
Do
form?
you-
No, we have a new form, but it's a topic of discussion.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's,
Based on the new
it's 7A,
code?
7.2.
Okay.
Okay, Moser.
Okay.
Parent,
Yeah,
$100.
Joanne Fabrics.
Okay.
Parent of student in my class, thank you, end of year gift, yes.
Then the 2 Leaves that are next. Parent,
Miss
100,
Kane.
100.
Ms. Gaskell, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Then Ferris. It's actually Ferris.
Oh, there are
isn't it?
3 leaves.
But
We
that-
just don't have
the
one with a
third-
value
yeah.
in here, apple tree, I don't know.
Oh, the estimated value apple tree.
And it's an apple tree, isn't that
What is apple tree?
perishable? Is that a perishable?
What the
Tree's
difference-
a plant.
What comes off of it? I don't know. I wouldn't say, yeah, as long as they take care of it, it's
So-
not perishable.
So I would say yes.
What comes
Okay,
off
so
of it.
times 3 on leaves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Ferris.
an
Ferris.
apple tree.
Yeah.
Is it a real, an apple, that's what
I'm
it is, an
assuming,
apple
yeah.
tree.
Yeah.
The odd thing about Jennifer Ferris, I know this. No, it's a different person.
No,
Pardon me.
I have a personal relationship with her, so I wouldn't be able to vote on that one.
I know a different Ferris, but she spells her name Farris, and
Right.
she was an elementary school teacher.
All right, so letter to Ferris, is that right?
Yes.
Smith.
Smith. Student, $100. Check. Cash.
Wow,
Cash
Yeah.
is good.
wow.
$250 gift card?
What about Smith? Did you
Yeah.
get that one?
Yeah.
Okay, Campbell. Parent, $100 gift card.
Campbell, parent, which one?
It's Amy Campbell. It was right after Polly
So it
Smith.
says parents from my class.
Yeah, that's a group.
That's a group.
Oh, good catch.
Yeah. So I'm gonna assume no on that one.
Okay, thank you.
And then Osborne, or no, the Strobe,
Louderstrove,
Kevin, Pan, Lewis, and family.
but it's one
I
student.
tutored the twins who are going
Twins.
to middle school for 5 years.
I don't think you're actually going to middle school for 5 years.
We're going to
You
middle
tutored
school.
your twins for 5 years.
Thank you for
Because if
tutoring.
they're stuck going to middle
support
school for 5 years, they need some help.
But even if you divide it by 2, it's
Yeah.
$75 each, right?
But
Yeah.
there's more than 2. There's 3.
I know.
At
Thank you
least,
for
right?
tutoring supportive students for 5 years.
Did she do
uh,
that?
That's a,
I
Did she
hate to
do
say
that
it
as
later.
part of her Title VII work?
I
Mm.
would think.
Didn't we have one like this before where somebody was doing tutoring, but it was actually separate from their job or?
But can we go on the whole cussbuck as a handmade thing? And like
Oh.
you said,
Yeah,
let's just not
just
do
go
that
for
one
that.
this time?
Yes. What's
Okay.
the cusp?
It's
Is
one
it
of
a
those,
cloth?
cloth
Those little
No,
overalls.
dress
no, no,
looks
I
like
agree.
dress.
Yeah, no, good catch. No.
Dress jacket.
Okay, so Osborne is next.
Who?
Osborne,
Sarah Osborne.
Sarah Osborne.
$100 from Cindy.
Gift cards. 2 gift cards.
Oh, taught her daughter this year, 2nd grade. Yeah, no, I would say that is
Okay, next to it, Tarrant.
Laurent. Honeman.
$100 gift certificate.
I'm kidding. I assume that's Hahnemann. Parents did end of year thank you. Yeah, I would say letter to that one. Then Nelson.
Nelson. $100 gift certificate.
Oh, also from Grace.
Yeah.
Yeah, thinking everybody.
Oh, cow. A fishing charter.
This one's expensive.
That's a big
Yeah,
deal.
$681.
The parent of and students?
Oh, from the parent and the student. That's probably
Oh,
what
from
they
parent
meant.
of.
And student.
Yeah, appreciation gift. Wow.
Yeah.
McCabe family. I would say that's a big gift. They're probably associated with the charter somehow, I would imagine. But I don't know.
But it's still a retail value.
Yeah, no, you're right.
The next one's similar. They're also from the
Halibut
McCabe's.
charter, also from the caves. There must gotta be a connection. Yeah. Still, that's very significant.
That's why I go to Fred Meyer's to buy my fish, because it's so damn expensive.
Wow, that's a big deal. Do we have a letter, that little bump up letter that's a little bit more right? There's a difference between
yeah,
the gift
I could
cards
change all the
and
periods to exclamation points.
right.
Well, we called in that
Global
one
change.
teacher that one
Yeah.
time for that $1,000 travel thing.
Yeah.
Made her cry.
That's $1,300
Yeah.
in gifts.
Well, maybe we ought to think about talking to the principal or.
That might
Or maybe we call in the McCabe's. They're
Right.
the ones that promulgate it, just to put the teachers into an awkward position.
I feel like this deserves a little bit more of our attention than just your. I mean, I know that we've made the rules and I agree with them. I agree with what we did here, but gift certificates seem a little different for me from $1,300 fishing charters.
Let's bring them back to next meeting.
Yeah, can we do that?
Yeah.
Just so maybe we can have a little more discussion about that.
Well, who
That's-
would bring it
that's
back?
entering the
Teachers
realm of-
or
The-
the?
And
The
teachers,
discussion.
They could have declined it too.
Yeah.
Yes.
It might
Right.
have said awkward to decline something, yeah, but they know what the rules
Now,
are
you're-
and they accepted it.
And you're talking about bringing the issue back.
Issue back for discussion.
But it probably, the charter will happen now.
It was
Yeah.
probably already
So-
done and over with.
Whether you
This was
should,
May 21.
I think.
well, that's the end of the school year, though. May
My
20.
only point is that you're right. I think the fishing chart is probably already done by now or close to
Well,
it.
it's
But-
early, it's
But my
halfway through
point
the
is
year.
It's
to
one-
bring it to somebody's attention.
I think we just talked to the principal. It's
That-
one
that's-
school.
Okay, so then just bring
Yeah,
the issue.
exactly.
We're not
Yeah.
worried about it being used.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
Okay.
I think that's my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you agree?
Yeah, and I don't even see where the principal has signed off on that, but the new
No, but-
requirement does have that.
Yes. If we,
Yeah.
If we get to that point, yes.
Right.
Plus, we can kind of find out how the principal handles this kind of situation at that school. I mean,
Well, they're getting training this year
well, they had
because of
last
the
year
new,
too, right?
no, but because of the new
Yeah.
rules.
But
It's
the rules
specifically
already
gonna
in
be-
place. I
yeah.
mean, somehow,
They
you know,
didn't,
at the same school,
yeah.
they were.
I
They
think-
But the rule on the play as of 7/1, this was May 21st.
Yeah, but even under the old rules, this was
Yeah.
problematic.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
And the school teachers thought that they weren't part, really, I think largely thought they weren't part of the municipal code, they're part of the ASD code. And so they were given training under ASD stuff. So I think things will be very different, but you're
Yeah.
absolutely right, that $1,300 is $1,300.
At one school.
Well, yeah.
Zamaron is the next one I have. One
75.
student, 75.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the new limit?
50.
Oh,
But then there's all sorts of categories that are fully exempt, it doesn't matter what the amounts are.
Like consumables.
Consumables,
Homemade.
food.
Yeah.
Cleveland. Cleveland. Wait a minute.
$300.
Well, that buys you like one spa visit.
Right.
That's a little.
No, I
They
know.
don't get very far.
Yeah, you're allowed,
No,
to,
no,
you're
it
allowed to
doesn't-
walk in the
no.
front door instead of the back door.
Yeah.
$2.
But it's
But
from one
still.
person to one teacher for $300.
For
I
two
understand
kids.
spas.
Is a
very
retirement gift exempted under the new code?
Oh,
Well, that's interesting.
Oh,
I
good
should
point.
see.
good point.
Pardon me, what was that?
Is a retirement gift
Yeah, but-
exempted
So
under
they
the new
are
code?
retiring?
Well, it says retirement gift.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think it's
Yeah.
retiring,
Yeah.
but from coworkers, not from
Does it say that?
student. I think something like that, where it has to be from
Well,
good
I'm not
lawyer
sure it
would
does
argue
fall
that
under the
if it
new
doesn't
rules,
say
but I
special
would
occasion.
Yeah.
suggest the board exercise its discretion.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I agree. Cross them off the
Yeah.
list.
Oh, cross them off the list. Take them off the
Yeah,
list. Okay.
Yeah.
I would recommend
Okay.
just cross them off.
It can't have any future influence on what this person does.
Okay. The next one I have is Lacey. And you guys feel free to look at the ones in between, but I think
Patricia or Patricia?
Patricia. Looks like
$225.
$50 gift card, $100 gift card, and a $75 sports bag.
Where's this? Sorry, we're at Lacey?
We're at Lacey.
It's from the PTA though.
Yes, from,
Well, it's from the PTA
Parent of
and the parent of child, so it's hard to see what was actually given.
I just assumed that
PTA
this
gave
PTA was
$100.
this little, because it's over the top of it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no! Look, the PTA is $100. So the
PTA was
parent
$100,
gave
so we've got
Right.
$125
Sure.
that's
Yeah.
from
from
parent.
the parent.
Okay, so Brock.
Wait a minute, what are we doing with them then?
We're still sending them a letter on that one.
Okay,
Just because she didn't use 2 forms doesn't mean
okay.
There are a lot of good PTA ones. I was very happy to see that
Yeah, I saw that
going
too.
through PTA. So Brock is a few down, and it's one student, $100 Moose's Tooth gift card.
Where are we at, Rob?
Which one is that?
This one's
Sharon
Brock.
Brock.
Sharon Brock.
and it's also a Bear Valley.
Oh,
Wow, Bear Valley. Well, we know that certain schools report more than others. I think
Which
that's
you
all
don't want
this
to turn them
means.
down, but
Exactly.
I've lost
so
track of
the
where
same
we are.
the same teacher had also got $200 from multiple families, 15 she got circled, but that's
Yeah.
within our.
Yeah, but the other one
Yeah.
is from one family.
Parents of students.
So that was Brock.
Yeah, Rob.
So 2 pages, and we're at Wallace.
Any chance we could keep all of the potential letters up front?
Yeah,
Is
why
that
don't I
asking
do
too
that
much?
in the future?
Usually you do that.
Yeah,
but
I do it in chronological order.
Let's
but
do this in.
Yeah, but you have in the past put them in priority
Yeah.
order.
you
You
get out
have.
of the office.
We
real
just-
quick.
It's
We
really.
understand.
In my
You know,
name
it's kind of like
tag?
not having chips with our sandwich. So.
Okay, chips.
Where are
Okay,
we?
yes, I will do that.
So Bowler, you were talking
Bowser?
about,
Did we get past Wallace?
Miss
Well,
Wallace.
that's I guess you could say a
Oh, is that the-
retirement gift from the board member.
What do you see?
Leaving school.
Leaving school.
End of year. This says end of year.
And leaving school.
Yeah, but they could go to another school.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah, but
necessarily.
she's leaving that particular school.
Maybe the students going. What?
So, what's the relationship violation? Is a grandparent a violation, or is it anybody? Anyone?
What's the grandparent
See,
of
this-
who?
yeah,
Grandparent of a
Walsh is the-
student in her
yeah,
class.
Yeah, Karen Walsh is the principal. This person gave a gift, and she's an ABC board member. She does noon duty, and she's, I don't know what grandparent has to do. Maybe there's a kid in the school. But
She's the grandparent of the student, is what I'm thinking.
yeah, but, and I'm not trying to get out of this. I'm just trying to figure, we don't have like a student-teacher relationship. We got a principal-grandparent relationship.
Well, I assume grandparent was grandparent to the student that's in her class.
She's a
She's
principal.
a principal,
Oh, she's the principal.
which might
Oh.
make it more.
Yeah.
But that might make it more problematic. The fact that the person's a board member.
Mm.
Well, it
Noon
changes the
duty.
whole.
And principals
complexion,
can
Yeah.
change grades just like the registrar we sent a letter
Well,
to.
or maybe she's going to another school. Got to get.
All right, well, it's on the. I don't have any problem sending a letter.
Bowser.
Bowser, 2
Uh,
students. Oh, her handmaid. Can we cross her off? Okay. Okay, Edison.
What about
What about Pop? Oh, Edison before. Edison.
Student $100 Visa gift card. Thank you for a wonderful year.
Yeah. Visa gift card. I would say letter.
Next to it is Pogue, student $150 gift card.
I
Interesting.
wonder who filled these out because
The
that's the same
handwriting is the
handwriting.
same, but it's a
Same.
different person. I noticed that too.
And the
Yeah.
signature's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh, it's the Academy Charter. So someone filled it out. An administrative assistant probably filled it out for them.
Okay, 2
Next
over,
charter schools,
and then
they
there's
got the staff to
Vale,
do that.
Yeah.
student $85 gift certificate to Lure de Spa.
Oh.
That'll cost them more than they got.
Yeah, that's gonna get one pro done. Well, yeah, I guess, right?
One over, Alexander, student, $100 Keurig coffee maker.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gone down.
Yeah, they typically cost more than that.
Yeah, it's gone down.
I
They
just
must have got
priced them
the.
recently.
Yeah.
That's-
The $100 is really cheap. It's
Yeah,
about,
that's the
it's about
low.
$180
Yeah.
Okay.
at Costco.
3 pages over, Ogden, student, $150 spa gift certificate.
Ogden.
Ogden and Ogden.
Also from the Forsyths.
Sorry, so.
Also from Eagle Academy, same also.
Mhm.
Although that looks like she filled it out because her handwriting's the same.
Yeah, no, that looks like a letter to me.
Okay, next
Hanging
to it,
basket. Oh, Visa card, Birch basket.
Yeah.
Which one? How much is the Visa card?
doesn't say.
It says students and parent. I guess it was from that family though, the Alts.
Yeah. I think we have to send a letter.
Yep.
Okay. The last one should be the last one, Hagland.
Ogden. You made it go through every single one.
Well, you're supposed to catch the ones I didn't catch.
Oh, I know we're supposed to do this ourselves. I know.
Daughter's band teacher.
Yeah.
Cash gift, Lisa
Student,
Taylor,
$200.
daughter's band teacher. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
So if we can have a motion to accept those and send the letters.
I'll do that as long as nobody has a problem with me knowing the person on here.
I have no
Yeah,
problem with
no
that.
problem.
No
So moved.
problem. Second.
It's moved and second to accept. Any objections? None. Motion carries.
Okay, past the goldenrod are the forms. If you'll pop it open, I want to show you. The third form is the old form. The second form is the form that Linda did. And the third form is my revision of Linda's.
So the first one is what?
The first one is my revision.
That's the revision.
The one
Uh-huh.
dated 6/27/2015 at the bottom?
Yes.
Okay.
And the one that has the old red date at the bottom, it shouldn't get changed, that's Linda's.
Okay.
And then the third one is the old form, how it used to be.
Okay.
Now, I'll just tell you the differences between mine and Linda is I tried to stay away from quoting a lot of the code because it's just tedious and hard to understand when you're a layman trying to fill these forms out. So I put it into categories that they're looking for. And then I put this thing without providing disclosure because we keep getting letters that do not require disclosure if they fit into these categories. And then added the part down on the bottom with the new rewrite. They need to have, if they want the board to consider an exception, they can file the disclosure and it can come before the board for review.
And can I give you my,
Yes.
spent a lot of time looking at this while you guys were going through the gifts, is that one of our problems is that people fill these things out.
Yeah,
And my
yeah.
concern is the bottom information, I don't think it's clear enough that this only applies in the no disclosure. It needs to stand out more.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And what I wondered if we, and I realize you're trying to get this into one page, but I'd almost, the top part, and sort of label it gifts without disclosure, and big letters, gifts dash no disclosure, and then the second thing, gifts disclosure, so that you clearly distinguish. And what you're doing is you're restating the policy, which theoretically we shouldn't have to do in a form, but we probably know better that we're going to have to do it in the form. But something, because otherwise every single person will fill this form out.
Right, which we're trying to get away with.
Right, we're trying to get away from.
Right.
So that we, somewhere, gifts dash in big letters, no disclosure, and the second section, gifts with
But-
disclosure.
Well,
There is no second, the second section, okay, let me get, so up here, these are acceptable gifts. You may accept this, you may accept this. So this would be the gifts no disclosure section, okay? Down here is just if you have a gift that you want to go for review to either your ethics officer or the board of ethics.
Well, maybe should we put gifts, all other gifts dash disclosure
Okay.
and review?
Okay.
well,
Everybody's going to fill this out, so we got to somehow distinguish.
Are you suggesting, D, that they're not going to read this whole first section?
Yeah.
the
But the-
new ordinance,
How,
Yes, I am.
how can we? How can we be more clear than what's here right now?
Well, this is the policy, but they're gonna, I got a gift, here's a form, okay, description of gift, they're gonna go right to this bottom part, they're not gonna read all this little stuff.
They're not gonna read it.
Well, no, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
can we highlight it right on top of that where, and I'm sorry, Ted.
Yeah,
because
where
we're-
are you looking?
Okay, where it says a municipal employee may accept the following gifts without providing disclosure.
Yeah, she tried to emphasize it by using.
Before that, put gifts dash in big letters, much bigger
Big, big,
letters.
big.
No disclosure, have here. All other gifts, disclosure and review, have it in the second
Oh,
category.
I see what you're saying.
So you could combine these two together.
Yes, you could do that too.
Those aren't two separate sections. All of these are acceptable gifts, but ASD employees have additional acceptable gifts.
And where would you put
Yeah.
the second heading, D?
Right above the
Exceptions,
exceptions.
where it says exceptions.
All other gifts require disclosure and review, maybe.
And then it says exceptions, the municipal board of ethics or municipal ethics officer may grant an exception for a gift that does not fall within one of these categories of acceptable gifts. Blah, 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 then fill this out. But what Dee's saying is people just won't even like go in there and
No,
read
they just
it.
go here and here. So I'm just saying something to draw their attention that
So
it's,
the letter will say is you are hereby remanded.
this isn't a letter,
to
this
edu-
is the form
Yeah,
that they
I know,
fill
but
out.
we'll send it back to them.
Oh,
A
for
letter saying
remedial-
you are remanded for remedial form filling out.
Well, as a reminder, one of the things that we thought was so important, not just the rewrite of the section, but also training on the part of ASD. And on the part, they were supposed to provide training to the teachers and training to the parents.
Which they are doing, and one of the school board members met with myself, and I pulled Linda in. So she has probably given them her form, which is the second one you said,
Yeah, the second
for the
one.
time being.
I
And
just-
that's fine, at least it's better than what we've had. And then this will become the new official form, but they've probably, I would assume, are using the second form for this year.
So I have a couple suggestions. Under your general rule paragraph at the top, should we say a municipal or ASD employee?
Well,
Well, they're municipal employees.
Well, the reason I say that is
You make
because
you make distinguish on the top line.
yeah, but you distinguish below that as well. And so I would say add or ASD, and then also in the first set of exclusions, I would say a municipal or ASD employee. And then when you get to the second set,
I see.
in addition, ASD employee. To me, that makes it clear.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And
so there would be two headings. I agree with the headings.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everybody's going to fill this
Right.
form out. We're going to get 50 of them.
Yeah.
Of course, we can always delegate to Lisa to.
go through those to review those. So do you agree with the
The
little...
reason I hesitate is because I feel like we've made this so much more clear than the last one.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying they're going to fill it out when they don't need to.
Yes, for all the
Well,
top
and
categories.
so if they come in and they didn't need to fill them out, Lisa can just shred them, right?
Yeah,
Well, but now she has
yeah.
to accept them, keep a record, do all this stuff.
You
Yes,
have-
Chair.
guys have to-
So all I'm saying is just broadcast, there's a no
Okay.
disclosure.
Yes.
Ted,
You know, we wanted to, the whole reason for this was to cut down on the workload.
I know.
And in here, in the new law, says you cannot accept anything over $50
With exceptions, which are listed. as
with
sections.
the exceptions
Yeah.
that are listed. End.
Right, and that's what the general rule says.
Yeah.
In a
But-
way,
but
we,
The way, you put that form out there like that, and that's what the old one, where they thought, we could accept anything, we just have to send in the form.
Mhm.
They can't accept anything. Only this, no more than $50. I mean, they can't accept. And what I would like to do is, I've met with one principal. The superintendent, every year pulls all the principals of the school in for a meeting. And I'd like to be at that meeting and make a presentation from this board stating just what they can do and what they can't do. And put the burden on the principal. I mean, here, you get this form and they're gonna fill it out and send it in, we're gonna end up with just as many forms.
Yeah, I would prefer, it's not in their code though, in the school, the superintendents pushed back when I said I wanted the principal to sign off on these things. Because the principal should know what's going on in their school.
Like the halibut charters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but here, the new law, I mean, it's very, very clear
Does it provide though to do the exception?
Yeah, there is an
Yeah.
exception section.
Oh, yeah, right
Yeah.
here.
Well,
The new
so
code,
the
it's
form's
got-
following the code then.
Yeah, just follow the code and
But it allows for them to ask for an exception.
It does.
Yes.
Yeah, Ted, it
Yeah.
does.
This is a 5.
Yeah, it's called reservation at the very end of your,
Page 2 of the code.
Now,
they
is
that
have to
one?
bring that, but they have to bring that to the this board prior to accepting the gift.
Maybe we should put the general rule on all, and that following 3 lines all in bold.
Okay.
I don't know.
Where-
I mean,
where-
that's
where
the
is
well, then there
general
really
rule.
is no disclosure. Are we saying there is no disclosure form? All other gifts
They don't have to disclose.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
only an exception.
subject to disclosure and review. But then there's no, so then how do they get it before the ethics officer or the,
That's what this reform has become now. It's an exceptions form, it's not a
Right.
disclosure form. You're right.
yeah.
So we should even like retitle it. Gift exception,
Request for exception.
request for exception.
Yeah, then
Yep.
that would be right.
Request for exception.
Yeah.
Because you're right.
Right.
We don't want
And
them
it says
filing
they
all of
can't
these.
accept it until it's been approved by this board.
Right. In fact, that's a great
So-
idea, because right
Yes,
there, request for exception.
exception.
I mean, the rule is broad, and I think it's good to lead with it. You can't accept it unless, unless you
Right.
can fit within one of these, and this is what this form is used for. This form is used to see if you do in fact
Okay.
qualify for one of these.
Right.
I agree.
Where's the group of parents on here?
That's what I was-
You know what that does, Dee?
It's-
Well,
it's-
it's like the other side of the coin.
Oh,
It's
a
the-
parent
it's the other
form?
approach.
Undesignated, but I don't like
Would
that.
that be where it's at?
Yeah.
It's
And-
basically saying, don't fill it out unless you're doing this,
Right,
as
right.
opposed to fill it
Fill
out
it out,
if.
yeah.
It's a different
Yeah.
approach.
Just
I think
do
that's
not-
better than trying
Yeah.
to
Lead
highlight
with
it
rule.
even
Okay.
more, because if they're
Good.
not gonna read it, they're not gonna read it, no matter how many
And-
headlines we have.
Steve just said, what about the parent groups and stuff? That's under undesignated gifts, and that's, I don't know, that's hard, maybe it's
A parent
group
form?
gifts or community and parent forums or something.
But see, what we're doing here, is we're giving them 2 sets of regulations, this set and the law.
Okay, you're right, Ted, but they're not gonna go to that law. So
They-
is it important that but you're saying do it at a meeting?
Yeah, and let them,
I think the
every
exceptions. should
every
be listed.
teacher or every principal, when they have a meeting with the teachers, should go over the new law with them, and they would know exactly what they can do. And the exception, well, you have to send it to me, and then I'll send it down if I feel that it's something that,
No, they're just
Should be
gonna
done.
send it. The principals said they weren't gonna be involved in it,
Well-
right?
It wasn't the principals, it was the superintendent that didn't want the principal.
And the
The
form doesn't
principal-
require them to give it to their principal.
2 principals that I talked to, they had no problem with it.
Well, but there's no requirement for this form
Well,
to go
we
through the
did go
principal.
to a meeting with the superintendent and a number of the management, I can't remember
Right.
which of us went, and they were very adamant about not
That's the one we had.
involving the principals.
The public meeting that was,
Because initially, we
It
weren't going to even
wasn't
do half
advertised.
this rewrite. We were going to say, have the principals police it, for heaven's sakes, it's your problem.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, oh, no.
So we're gonna
Okay, well,
do-
can we,
yeah.
do you feel comfortable enough?
I
that we
have
can-
enough to change
Okay.
right here, and
Yeah,
I will do it.
I'd
Okay.
also recommend too on the back, instead of 115, just put AMC in front of it.
Okay.
And then, do we want to put some kind of, maybe in a tiny italics and parentheses or something at the bottom of the page, see over for code section, or somehow highlight the fact that there's a back side to this?
Okay.
That's just simply a code. I don't know.
Okay.
Or
Otherwise,
code attached.
if they're not going to read the headlines, then they're not going to read the back either. But at least if we're going to put it there, we should highlight the fact that it's there. That'd be my suggestion.
But we're gonna leave the exceptions on the front.
Yeah. No, we're not changing anything. I'm
Okay.
just simply like at the bottom saying "see over" or
Yes,
something,
yes,
right?
Well, we are changing things. This is an
Yeah.
exception, but what?
Right, yeah,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
we're leaving the list
Okay.
Yeah.
so they know what not to disclose.
Yes.
You're
Yeah.
gonna change the caption to request for exception
Yes.
to, and I think
Yeah.
sometimes if you see that as the title,
Yes.
it'll change the way,
That's perfect.
it's not that, thank you for the gift, here's my
Right.
disclosure form, and now I'm gonna go utilize it at will.
Yes.
Now it's, wait a minute,
Exactly.
if I wanna accept this, I have to request an exception
That's
right.
before I can even do it.
I think that's
It's a
smart.
brain training
Yeah.
thing that
Mhm.
may or may not work.
No, I think that's a good idea.
So Dee, are you working closely with ASD about their pieces, like the training and the parent training?
I
or
just
do
had
we-
one meeting, but why don't I reestablish contact?
Okay.
And it was the woman with the long name, so I have to.
And I don't know if there's a joint meeting coming up. I was just gonna ask, do you want us to be on an agenda item?
I'm not sure. Let me
Not yet?
contact her.
Okay, all right.
The school board is running most of the stuff, so let me just quick contact her.
Okay.
She had made the request to come in and talk and redo the forms, which Linda did.
And then I think, I mean, I'm with Ted that, you know, the next time the Halibut charter one comes through, that's, you know, I'm thinking that's a violation. No more.
Well, then
than
you'd
that.
have to actually step off, you have to write up a notice of potential violation and step off.
Well,
and we vote, you know,
then what
we-
do we even review?
Yeah,
it for?
I
No,
understand.
but I think
There's
we
a
should.
procedure to do it, we can do it, I'm just saying.
Yeah, so we can disapprove it,
Yeah.
right? Do we have the approval or it comes to us, right?
Yeah.
That's a good point, but we
Yeah.
disapprove it.
You
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
deny the request for exception.
Yeah, so we'll
Exactly.
deny, yeah, that's what I mean, is that we'll
Right.
Because the form
problem
says
is-
that you're not to use this
Right.
prior
And that's
to.
in bold.
Yeah.
But I think we've kind of just, you know, okay, yeah, $700 charter, oh well, we'll send a letter. But they still
Yeah.
use it.
Yeah, but Steve, just so you know, part of the history of this, you've probably been told this before, is to the extent we write a letter, people are very upset. And to the extent we brought one teacher in, she just cried and cried and cried. So that the actions of this board have a tremendous, more impact on the human person than we probably,
Well, it's not
just so you
our-
appreciate.
It's not our fault. That
Oh, no, I
she-
understand that.
she
I
accepted a
understand it, and
$700
that's part of the
Halibut charter.
rules, but they.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, our responsibility is not to make people feel good necessarily, right?
We're not hearing that from him.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
But no, but I just want to emphasize that our actions really do have an impact on
No,
the
I
individual
understand,
teacher.
I understand that.
Yeah. Okay.
Are we ready to move on?
You know, can we, because we have to
Yeah.
do the trainee.
Yes.
Yeah, I know,
I
and
was looking at the
also
other
looking
gift
at
things we have
This
here.
Agosti user.
The gift.
Oh, that's the person, by the way.
Oh, and that's the person you asked for additional information, and I got it. So can we
Where's
accept
that?
that form? It's the gifts disclosure by
Yeah, no.
completed by elected
I'm just
officials.
reading her email.
Right after that yellow.
After this?
Yeah,
Remember
yellow
we
sheet.
asked-
Go.
Can we talk about this? This is an open
Yeah,
session, right?
What
yes.
section, where are we at?
We're
It's
elected
after all,
after
after
gifts.
the
The
regulation, and it's under this
after the
yellow,
yellow
on the
tab.
sheet, it says,
There's a lot of yellow.
gifts of disclosure.
Is this it here?
This is
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
It looks like, remember this one, Steve? This is where we were talking about the flight to Juneau
Oh,
on
yeah.
Rasmussen's jet.
Yeah.
And we were wondering, is it from him? Is it from the foundation? What's the connection? And of course, and it looks like she flew to Juneau to testify in front of the legislature. It was a Capitol building. It was a day trip. They flew back the next day. Gifts received it was from Ed Rasmussen, although it was transferring Rasmussen Foundation personnel and guests. So it sounds like she hopped a ride.
If I may, APOC just ruled on Byron Malott
Yeah.
that you have to pay the retail value of the flight, even
Well-
though it's a gift.
Yeah.
Uh,
If that's
for-
if
yeah,
that's
if a
it.
private individual had a
Okay,
plane.
but that's APOC, that's
Oh, I
state.
understand that, but
Yeah.
I'm just.
Is that only if the plane would not have flown otherwise? If this plane was going down to Juneau anyway, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
Did she fly? You know, in her my military life, did she fly Space A? Space
I
available.
hated that.
Yeah.
I did it. I
Well,
hated
you
it.
can get a flight to Hawaii about every week from Elmendorf.
Well, my question is,
Mhm.
what did they go down to Juneau for? If the school district saved $650 in their budget by letting her go with Ed Rasmussen, that's one thing. But if she went, or I guess it's,
No, she. Yeah.
She's the school
if she
board
went down
president.
there
No,
for,
not anymore.
just
She
for
was, yeah.
pleasure, then yes.
Well, she went down there to discuss funding.
Funding for
It was
education.
business
So
related.
the
It's
school
official
board
business.
would have
Yeah.
had the school district would have sent her anyway. So the school district saved $650.
And she didn't benefit personally.
Other than not having to stand with the great unwashed at the airport.
Yeah, but if you're flying, if she flew
Yeah.
something besides Alaska Airlines, you would have to go through security, right?
Well, is anybody uncomfortable with this? Do you think further action needs to be
Not really.
taken?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Can we make a
Let's
motion?
just move on. Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Okay,
Do not send a letter.
do not.
And she was the person I'm working with.
I'm accept, I put down a motion to accept.
So moved.
Second, or, yeah, so moved to second.
Now, these are
Any
present
opposed?
disclosures,
None?
Okay, we just can't.
Oh.
We've got to go on
Yeah.
to Mr. Trainee.
which is fine.
Okay?
Did you already give us that?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And if I can suggest, before I go off I would suggest we go off the record for 5 minutes to read this.
Okay.
We can't delay this any further. We've had 2 to 3 long discussions. I'm trying simply to show the board's concerns. So do you mind if can we move to go off record, give everybody 5 minutes to
Can I
read
have a
this?
motion?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.